Goodbye YouTube, how's it going everybody? I got for y'all one hell of a battle. If you guys thought my previous Wi-Fi battle was close, then this one is definitely going to blow your mind. It is a bit of a lengthy one, so I hope you guys will stick around for the entire battle. Trust me, it was a really good one. And it was against PumpkinHead from my Twitter. This was a couple days ago, but I do remember most of the plays. Anyways, before I start the actual video, or battle I should say, I just want to say that I will be uploading an update video within the next day or two, just letting you guys know future things I will be putting on my channel, so please watch that when it does go up. Anyways, going into this battle, the biggest threat I saw on my opponent's side of the field was going to be that Mega Mawile, just because if it does turn out to be an SD variant, that thing could sweep to my team, so I really have to watch out for that. So I'm going to be leading off with my Weezing, because I wanted to use Weezing, because I like Weezing. I think it actually looks pretty cool this generation. As he leads off with the Genesect, I'm just going to go straight for the Will-O-Wisp because I'm very positive he's not going to stay in, and he's just going to want to go ahead and switch directly on now after obviously going for the U-turn. Well, switching out with the U-turn is what I should have said, as I managed to actually burn the incoming Tyranitar. That is really great because I'm able to cripple that thing, which means it no longer will be a problem, as I can get a free switch into my Scizor, because I'm very positive that he's just going to want to go for his Stealth Rocks, and then maybe I can knock him out with the Bullet Punch or go for the U-turn. And predicting him to want to switch out, I did actually end up going for the U-turn as opposed to the Bullet Punch, because he could have easily switched into his Mawile, Mega Evolved, and then things could have gone downhill for me. But he actually leaves in his Tyranitar, which has me thinking he probably does have the Flamethrower or Fire Blast. So predicting one of those two moves, I actually switch into my Suicune, as he does go for the Fire Blast, which Suicune is easily going to be able to take the hit like it's nothing. And I just want to know, why is Suicune so huge, or Tyranitar is so tiny? These like size mechanics in Wi-Fi battles don't really make any sense to me, because they're the same height, and in the anime Tyranitar is like 8 feet tall. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so he brings in the Mawile. I really do not want to allow him to get up a substitute or go for his Swords Dance, so I go for the Roar. I am max defense, max HP, and that Play Rough did way too much damage to my Suicune. That goes to show you the raw power of Mawile. That was without a boost. That's how powerful that thing is. That is why it's such a huge threat. So I roar him out into the Genesect, and I'm just gonna stay in thinking, oh, he's gonna knock me out with the Bug Buzz, but he actually ends up going for the Ice Beam, which has me thinking, okay, he doesn't have Bug Buzz, or he most likely doesn't have Thunderbolt either, which would be a little bit odd because Genesect tend to carry one or the other, or maybe he just overpredicted. Either way, I'm able to be brought back up to full HP. I'm going to go for the Sleep Talk as he switches into the Trevenant. I get off a decent bit of damage with the Scald. I'm actually able to get the burn, which is nice, but I mean, he most likely has the Harvest with the Lum Berry. If not, then he would definitely be Natural Cure, and he could just switch out and get rid of the burn then, as it does turn out that he does have the Lum Berry. He's able to get rid of the burn, and then predicting him to go for the Horn Leech or the Leech Seed, I switch into my Ferrothorn, and I'm just going to take this opportunity to go for the Thunder Wave, thinking he's going to switch into the Genesect. Except I was also kind of fearing the fact he might want to stay in, so I decided to go for the knockoff just to knock off his Lum Berry. Looking back at it, I should have definitely just gone for the Thunder Wave this turn, because as you can see there, I knock off the Choice Scarf on the Genesect, and this is kind of good and bad for me, as you're gonna see. So I switch into my Suicune with no worries, thinking that this Genesect cannot touch me whatsoever. If he does have the Bug Buzz, I'm almost at full HP. I can take the hit, and he turns out to have the Thunderbolt. Luckily for me though, Suicune is very bulky and it loves me, so it's gonna go for the Roar, and as long as I roar him out to the Slowbro or the Trevenant, I should be good. And I actually roar him out into the Trevenant. I would have liked to roar him out into the Slowbro, sorry, just because Slowbro can really do nothing to Suicune, as where this Trevenant does have the stabbed super effective Horn Leech, which is kind of gonna suck, but I just really want to be able to keep my Suicune around to be able to keep phasing and maybe burn some stuff with Scald. So he goes for the Horn Leech, which actually does not do as much damage as I thought it would. I thought it would do like a solid 45%, but after leftovers it's only around 30%, as I switch into my Ferrothorn, predicting him to go for the Leech Seed or the Horn Leech. This is where I finally end up going for the Thunder Wave, because I'm predicting him to bring back in the Genesect. I can paralyze that and things will be good, but he brings in the Mega Mawile, and this paralysis is very very bad. So I switch into my Scizor, hoping that he would not go for Swordsdance, and he goes for the Swordsdance. So at this point in the battle, I'm thinking, well, I just got swept, so I'm gonna go for the default. The reason I did this is because I want to get rid of these Stealth Rocks and maintain the multi-scale on my Dragonite intact on the off chance that maybe I can live a +2 stab super effective play rough. But thankfully for me, that misplay with the Thunder Wave saves me as he gets paralyzed on the Sucker Punch. I'm able to knock him out with the Earth Power, and I'm not going to deny the fact that that paralysis was crucial and practically almost game-changing, because that Mawile would have swept through my entire team. So luck was on my side for that turn as he brings in the Genesect. We both switch out. Looking back at it, maybe I should have stayed in and just gone for the Earth Power, because I believe I am a timid nature as opposed to a modest nature, which timid Landorus is faster than a plus speed nature Genesect. As he switches into Trevenant, I switch into my Weezing. I go for a layer of Toxic Spikes just because I want to be able to poison that Slowbro, because if I can kind of start wearing the Slowbro down, my Dragonite will have a better chance of sweeping through his team, because it is a weakness policy Dragonite. So he ends up going for the Will-O-Wisp on my Weezing, and then he predicts me to bring in my Ferrothorn, predicting him to go for the Leech Seed, and burns that, which was a very nice play on his part, although that was very obvious of me to do. So just yeah, nice play on his part is what I'm trying to say. And I'm just going to take this opportunity to go for the Stealth Rocks, because I want to start getting that residual damage on this damn Genesect, which should have been paralyzed, but I made the dumb play and went for the knockoff. So I don't want to take a Flamethrower, and I'm just going to switch into my Suicune, as I believe he does just end up going for the Flamethrower, which is a safe play for him to do. So I'm going to stay in hoping that he'll overpredict and go for another Flamethrower or go for the Ice Beam, which is exactly what happens. He predicts me to bring in my Dragonite most likely, or the Landorus predicting the Thunderbolt. As I'm able to take the Ice Beam, I'm going to be able to get the Scald, and I was kind of hoping I would get the burn, but I mean, I already paralyzed his Mawile, which was crucial enough. If I had burned him right here, I might have felt a little bit bad. So I'm going to leave in my Suicune again, thinking, okay, he's going to overpredict. I can wake up, go for the Scald, knock this thing out. But no, he does go for the aggressive and safe play, which is a Thunderbolt. Knocks me out. As I bring in my Landorus, I make a really stupid play. This is where the battle kind of went downhill for me, because I just started playing way too safe. And this is why this battle was a little bit longer than it really had to have been, because as I said, I just started playing a lot safer, and I really should have started making those risky plays like going for the Hidden Power Ice as he brought in the Latios, predicting my Earth Power. So I switch it to my Ferrothorn, thinking he might just want to go for a Draco as he switches back out into the Genesect. I don't want to take a Flamethrower, because the only thing on my team that wants to take a Draco Meteor is my Ferrothorn, and then maybe I can bring in my Dragonite to set up a Dragon Dance. As I just fodder off my Weezing, I'm going to bring in my Dragonite, thinking, alright, he's going to go for the Ice Beam. I give my weakness policy, the game is over, GG. No, he makes a smart play, goes for the Thunderbolt as I go for the Dragon Dance. Looking back at it, I honestly should have just gone for the Flamethrower. Yes, I have Flamethrower because I've had people suggest me running Flamethrower or a Fire Punch, because if I had just gone for that Flamethrower, I would have knocked out this Genesect, and I might have been able to sweep with my Dragonite later in the game, as he brings in the Slowbro. Due to the fact that I'm actually a Jolly nature, which people have suggested me trying, I am not going to be able to do much damage to this Slowbro, so I'm going to switch back into my Ferrothorn, hoping that I won't get out of this exchange with too much damage on my Ferrothorn, and maybe I can knock off his leftovers on the Slowbro, so that way I can just start wearing it down more and more. As he switches into the Trevenant, knockoff does practically no damage because I am burnt. I don't want to stay in and lose any more HP, so I'm going to switch into my Dragonite, thinking he's going to go for the Horn Leech or Shadow Claw. As he does go for the Horn Leech, I'm just going to stay in, and I'm going to go straight for the Outrage. I just want to get off as much damage as I can on this Trevenant, and unfortunately for him, I get lucky again, and he misses the Will-O-Wisp. This is also going to be crucial later in the battle. Now, as you can see, I am getting pretty lucky with hacks, because his Mawile got paralyzed, and he misses the Will-O-Wisp right there. So I'm not denying any of this. I know this was lucky for me, but as I said, this was just a really, really good battle, trust me. So I get off a decent bit of damage on the Slowbro. I don't want to stay in for obvious reasons, just because I don't want to hit myself in confusion, and I don't want to get knocked out by the Ice Beam. So I switch into my Ferrothorn as I take the Ice Beam. Unfortunately, my Ferrothorn is getting really worn down at this point, and it looks like I'm not going to be able to keep this around for that Latios. So my mindset at the current moment right now is that I most likely just lost this battle. So I'm just going to try to get off as much damage as I can on the Slowbro, and this is where I decide to save my Ferrothorn, just because if he does bring in the Latios and goes for the Jerkometer, I can fodder off my Ferrothorn, then bring in either my Landers or my Dragonite to hopefully try and win this battle. So we both switch out. He brings in the Trevenant. As I bring in my Landers, I'm going to be able to easily knock him out with the Hidden Power Ice. And here he makes a very odd and questionable play. The only logical thing I can think about was that he was going to try to bring in Slowbro, switch into Latios to get Regenerator HP, predicting me to Earth Power. That way, if it came down to it, his Slowbro could easily take a hit from my Dragonite and knock me out. But he left in the Slowbro, I guess maybe thinking I would go for the Hidden Power Ice, predicting the Latios, predicting him to do what I just said he was maybe trying to do. But I'm able to knock out the Slowbro, fodder off my Ferrothorn. I'm going to bring in my Dragonite, hope that I can knock this out with a jolly extreme speed, which I know I won't, but I'm hoping I can bring him down to a point where Life Orb Recoil will knock him out. Unfortunately, that is not the case. He goes for the Jerkometer, knocks out my Dragonite. Now, he is at -2, and he does have the Surf, as you saw. And he's running very low on HP. His last Pokemon is the Genesect, which means if he really wanted to, he could have stayed in, risked not knocking me out with the Surf, me knocking him out with the Psychic, and then me knocking out the Genesect and winning the battle. But he makes the safe and smarter play by switching into his Genesect as Death Fodder, which means this battle is going to come down to whether or not Latios will get knocked out by the Life Orb Recoil. And because I did put up my Stealth Rocks, he is indeed going to be brought down to a point where Life Orb Recoil will knock him out after he knocks out my Landers, which means this battle is going to end in a draw, or you could say he won. But either way, I wouldn't take offense to whatever you guys decided to come to, because this was one hell of a battle. This is as close as a battle can ever get, and it was definitely a lot of fun. As I said, I did get lucky with the hacks, but it was a really awesome battle. And if you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to see more content. Also, if you missed any of my previous 2 uploads, there should be annotations on your screen right now. Click those 2 videos that are playing. It'll take you to those 2 videos that you possibly missed. And with that, guys, I will see you all soon with that update video. So later, everybody.